What's up, my crypto legends? Yesterday we talked about the most bearish case scenario for Bitcoin and stocks. Today we're talking about the most bullish case scenario. We had a beautiful bounce on the S&P 500 at this range, a level that we talked about on the live stream. We're going to go through this in today's episode. I'm going to explain why this could be the bottom for the S&P 500 and we could have very bullish months ahead. Now, one of the reasons why is because tomorrow we do have the FOMC meeting and the decision of interest rates, and I think it's going to be close to zero for the next coming months because this year is a midterm election year, and I think the government and the Federal Reserve do have the tools to extend the good times till we have a financial crisis. It could be at the end of 2022 or the beginning of 2023 just because of the elections, guys. And this means that it could have a brilliant effect on Bitcoin, and maybe the market cycle lengthening is a true theory and is going to come to fruition, guys. So make sure to stay tuned in this episode because we're going to take a look at Bitcoin also on the 1 hourly, on the 4 hourly. I'm going to show you how a potential pump could come in the next coming hours and couple of days. Hello there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe daily TA on Bitcoin, crypto, also do live streams to connect with the community, not financial advisor. Don't buy or sell anything that I say, and if you do so, do your own research. Let's dive in, guys, because yesterday the S&P 500, let's start with the S&P, had an incredible bounce. We talked about this major level on the S&P because we had a huge amount of volume profile here, point of control starting at the $4,230 approximately. We just wicked slightly below the 4,230, hitting that 4,215 approximately. As you can see, we did have a massive wick here to the upside with a huge amount of volume, guys. This is incredibly bullish news, okay? Bullish volume, because this usually, means that this could be the bottom for the S&P 500. Now, this doesn't mean we could come back down and retest it, but it's highly unlikely that we are going to successfully break this major support. This is what usually happens when you do have a massive wick on the daily with a huge amount of volume. This happened in less than 4 hours, a pump of almost 5%. Now, this is absolutely incredible for the S&P 500. A pump of 5% in less than 5 hours is absolutely insane. There was definitely, billions and billions of dollars pumped into the market, and I think that this could potentially mean that the price of the S&P 500 is very unlikely going to manage to drop below this major level, below the 4,200 points. Let's keep it in a round number, and we are very likely going to start pumping in the next coming months. And also the theory why we could defend this major level. We do have the meeting tomorrow of the FOMC, okay? And also the interest rates. This is tomorrow at 8 o'clock Central European time. I think there's going to be good news. They are going to say that the hikes, in my opinion, are going to come in the next coming months. They're not going to come anytime soon. And this is why inflation is still going to continue to rise. Interest rates close to zero. And people will like to have their money in risky assets, okay, such as Bitcoin, crypto, maybe S&P 500 and different stocks. So the reason why is because this year is an election year, and if we do have a crisis in the next coming months, then obviously this is not going to be good for the Democrats, and I think this is why the government and Federal Reserve are going to extend this potential, good times before we actually see a massive crisis that could happen at the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023. Now, like I said, this could be, fuel for the Bitcoin cycle to extend this. We've been going through this theory now for several months, okay, since the summer of 2021. You're thinking that there is a possibility that this market cycle will peak, okay, mid to Q2 or even Q3 of 2022, because every single cycle from the bottom to the highs has taken longer and longer. As you can see in the yellow, we do have the second cycle. In the purple, we do have the third cycle. And in the orange, it is the fourth cycle. currently we are at these levels right over here. So it does make sense that we might have a little extension here going into June, July here of 2022, as you can see on the chart. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin here straight away on the 1 hourly. I want to zoom in. All right, we're going to take a look at volume. Yesterday, we did have finally that massive pump because of these bullish divergence. We talked about this on the live stream, having a potential pump, and we talked about major resistance levels for a potential short opportunity. But like I showed you, you know, there might be some bullish momentum to the upside because of the meeting tomorrow. I think they're not going to say that they're going to put interest rates to 1% or 2% anytime soon. They are going to extend it for several months, and this will have a very, very bullish effect on the stock market and on Bitcoin and crypto in general, in my personal opinion. Now, if we take a look at the potential scenarios here, going to the 1 hourly on Bitcoin, let's do short term. Okay, short-term analysis here on Bitcoin. It is true that we don't have much volume, okay, looking at the VPVR above us right now. We did have this major zone where we're currently trading at right now. We're currently above the biggest point of control from this level, which is the $35,300 range. We do have a nice spike there. So if we do come down to these levels, it might be a buying opportunity. I do see a Bitcoin having a pump in the next coming hours and days, and then getting heavily rejected around this range potentially. But remember what we talked about yesterday. We don't want to get in a massive pump and short because we do not know if that pump is going to continue. We want to see some reaction. We want to see some sideways action. We want to see that the bulls are getting heavily rejected and pushed down by the bears. Remember, guys, we are looking at the levels, all depending on how the price action, you know, develops after that. You could enter a short, not on a big candle, okay? So let's zoom in here quickly, and I'm going to show you why we could pump a little bit more, right? We have the bullish divergence. They are playing out right now, and I do think that we have a potential leg up here on Bitcoin. If I zoom in here on the 1 hourly, you can see that the volume here to the upside was pretty good, which is pretty good here. We have these candlesticks to the upside. I think any type of correction here, and I think it's not going to be likely because of this pennant, all right? If we take a look at fib levels from the low to the high, it would be nice to come all the way down to that $34,600 range, which would be that golden pocket from the start here of the pump, right? From the pump here, if we do retrace to those levels, I think in my personal opinion, it's going to be a pretty good zone to place some longs, all right? Because of this major support range, we're going to retest this major support level, which is also that golden pocket range, right? This area over here, and we do have some pretty nice volume. We'll be retesting the back of this candle, okay? So this is like a setup too. This is a trading strategy that I learned many years ago, where you do have big volume to the downside, then nice volume to the upside. You come down and retest the back of this major candle with the red volume, and then you have a reversal. So I think this is a potential scenario to happen if we do come all the way down there. This is if we don't start pumping from here. Now zoom in here on the 1 hourly. Let me just show you how this also, let's go to the 15 minute or 30 minute, it doesn't matter, how this is potentially a bullish pennant, okay? And we are going to have some more momentum to the upside. This is the first pump, okay, from the lows. And we have actually we are basically retesting this zone over here, as you can see. Okay, this is very short-term analysis. Okay, I'm going to try and get this video out as quick as possible. Look at the volatility here. We have these wicks there, you know, these resistance levels, and this is currently where we are retesting. This is why we could potentially start pumping from this range, guys, and this is why I am in a short-term long position. Okay, this is a small day trade. It might be a small swing trade. It might be 1 or 2 days, but this is why I'm in a long position. Remember, guys, you've got the best deals down below of Bybit. And this is why I'm currently in a long. Yesterday we were talking about short positions because now we are fighting the trend. But I like this setup. I like the bullish divergence. I like how we're having this nice volume, and we could potentially be retesting these levels, as you can see here. These levels are the 35.7k levels. All right. There is a possibility that you might have an ABC correction and come down to this area like we mentioned just a few minutes ago, right there. Potentially you could retest this level. It would be a great potential buying opportunity in my opinion. This is if we do not have a lot of volume to the downside. Okay guys, it's very, very difficult. You need to see the price action. If we come down aggressively, it might not be a good buying opportunity. If we come down slowly, low volume, we consolidate, it might be a good buy zone. Okay guys, so there's a lot of things to take to see, if you need to long or short. Basically, if we do start pumping from these levels, and I think it's very, very likely because we do have the pump, we have the consolidation pennant, and we do have a potential extension right there, which would be the pole. With this being a pole and this being the pennant, we do have an extension move right there. It could take us all the way up to the $40,000 range, okay, potentially with a little bit of volatility. And this is where we potentially can get massive, massive resistance. Also, another reason why this is a classic textbook, okay, target. Another reason why we could get up there is because of the Fibonacci extension. If we go with the Fib extension from the low to the high to the correction point over here, the one-to-one extension from this low to the high to this correction, one-to-one extension is 40,500. Guess where is the target of the pole of this pennant from the breakout? It is exactly at that one-to-one extension, guys. So this is when you connect different, technical analysis, Fibonacci, classic technical analysis patterns. There could be power for BTC to go all the way up there. And if you take a look at the fib extension from the start of this major drop all the way down here to the lows, we can see that golden pocket range. It is just at the $39,000 area. So this is definitely a point of confluence, definitely a point to take some profits. This range in between 39,000 and 40,500, okay, around that area is definitely a good profit, taking profit area if you are long from this position, because this area might be the moment where you're going to start rolling down. That is my video for today, guys. Immediate short term looks bullish. Maybe tomorrow, 2 days, end of the day, we don't really know. It might be bearish. We might be getting heavily rejected, starting to hit some major levels. Also, guess what? The 618 here is also this major bottom, okay, that we did create back in the 10th of January with a lot of volume also, as you can see here. So that is definitely also a major level to take some profits, like I said, in between the $39,000 and $40,000 range if you are longing from here. Now remember, very risky. Make sure to do your own analysis. Don't do what I do. Thank you very much, guys. Check out Bitcoinsensus website. We do have the latest news and technical analysis here totally free. Join our Telegram, Discord. Use the links in the description to get amazing bonuses. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.